Story: The God with the Head of a Horse. In his quest for eternal life, Hayagriva, an Asura king, believed that if he prayed to the Trinity for the nectar of immortality, they would certainly try to trick him in order to not reveal their secret to him. So he decided to pray to the goddess Shakti. For many, many years, Hayagriva worshipped her with absolute love, focus, and devotion. When she finally appeared before the devotee, Shakti refused him the nectar, denying his request for immortality. Angered by this, Hayagriva thought, if I have to die, I must make it very complicated and almost impossible. He wanted to outsmart the goddess, so he said, Mother, if I must depart this world, only a person with the same name as me and who possesses the body of a god and the head of a horse should be able to slay me. Shakti smiled and nodded. Now, Hayagriva was convinced that this was as good as being immortal, for he did not think a creature such as he described existed. Believing he would never die, the clever Asura continued his evil ways, inflicting cruelties on others with force and vigor. The brutal king's subjects suffered and spoke to each other in worried whispers. How can there be a being with the same name, a god's body, and a horse head? Hayagriva will never die. Finally, they went to Brahma for help. Brahma, however, had no solution, so he approached Shiva, who suggested that they go to Vaikuntha to meet Vishnu. When they reached the Lord's abode, they found a standing Vishnu fast asleep. He was so tired after a particular fierce battle with the Asuras that he had fallen asleep, standing and still holding his bow, Saranga, in his right hand. Brahma was reluctant to wake Vishnu but knew that he had no choice. So he created a colony of white ants and positioned them on Saranga. He thought the ants would eat the thread of the bow, causing a loud sound as the thread snapped and the bow opened. But he was terribly mistaken. The ants ate the thread in the blink of an eye, and the bow opened up with so much force that it beheaded Vishnu. His head flew up in the sky and fell with a splash in the middle of the sea. Brahma and Shiva were not prepared for this. Alarmed, they looked in shock at each other and wondered what to do. Unable to find a way out of the situation, they prayed to Shakti. Soon she appeared and said, Do not worry, Vishnu will be fine. The two lords looked incredulous. With a smile, Shakti disclosed the reason. One day, Vishnu and Lakshmi were speaking to each other, and Vishnu had taunted her. Oh Lakshmi, just look at your relatives. Your father is the ocean himself, yet nobody can drink a sip of his salty water. What a waste! And what do I even say about your brothers, who emerged with you from the churning of the ocean? Chandra, the moon god, is healthy for 2 weeks and then sick for the following fortnights. Alhala turned out to be the position that turned the great Shiva into Nilakantha, the one with the blue throat Amrut. The nectar of immortality caused a great war, and your other brother, the seven-headed horse, Ucheshwaravas, is constantly galloping around. Lakshmi was deeply offended. It is very easy to talk ill, ill of people, she said to her husband. The world survives today because of my father. Chandra gives his light to the earth at night, and Shiva was able to save the world thanks to his blue throat. Amrut is the reason for the god's eternal existence, and everyone desires a horse because of Ucheshwarvas. Maybe in time you will understand what it means to be a horse. So you see, Shakti concluded, Vishnu was predestined for a moment like this. This has all been designed to initiate the destruction of Hayagriva. Shakti grabbed a sword and beheaded a horse gazing nearby. She took his head and put it on Vishnu's body, which came back to life. The Lord's body with this horse head will be known as Hayagriva. Haya itself means horse, and now is the time for him to fight the Asura. Vishnu, now in his form of Lord Hayagriva, followed Shakti's instructions and killed his namesake Asura. When he came back victorious after the battle, the horse head was replaced with his original one. This form of Vishnu, also known as Hayashirsha, is one of the Devas Dashavataras and is sometimes considered to be an alternative to the avatar of Balarama. He is usually depicted with four hands, carrying a Sudarshana Chakra in his form. He is offered a unique dessert, also called Hayagriva, which is made with chana dal, a type of lentil. Thank you.